Okay, yesterday I tried to make a video. I had makeup on and my hair done and everything. Today I'm not going to spend the time on that. Yesterday before I was leaving the house, I was going to lunch. It was Thanksgiving, and I had written a blog on Facebook, and I wanted to get it out as quickly as possible because a lot of times when I try to make posts about putting forth about putting forth positive into the world, something ends up happening. And so I made the video really fast and I posted it to YouTube, and in the time that we went to lunch and had Thanksgiving dinner, and then this morning I woke up and watched the video for the first time, it is all messed up. The words that I'm speaking don't match up with the way that my mouth is, you know, like an old kung fu movie. But it comes off quite evil, actually. And in the comments section of YouTube, there was a comment post that, thank God, did not go onto the public section because it was, I had to review it before it would get posted. And it was all about demonic stuff. The post that was written to me it was evil. It was not acceptable to be posted to a post about peace. So I'm going to read this blog again, and I'm going to make videos today of the peace stuff that I've been trying to get out that isn't, a lot of it isn't going, it's not working. Some things keep happening and stuff, and it's not working, it's not coming off right. So I'm just going to make the videos looking like I look and getting the information out there and hope that the message gets out, that the message I'm trying to get out is peace. So hopefully somehow we have some protection from the good in the world, that the good is what's getting out there instead of the bad. I'm sorry that it's not going over that well. I can't control the universe. I can only try and get across the messages that I feel in my heart are my mission, my calling, and what I should be teaching. My heart is aching for all the pain and suffering in the world. Sometimes I feel like I may explode with how much it hurts knowing all the bad things that are happening in our world. I wish so much that people would just stop the crazy cycle and get it, that we are the ones responsible to be pure peace, with unconditional love in our hearts, 24/7, 365, all the time, each and every one of us. And we cannot have heaven unless we get it. So just stop filling up your time with negatives and useless wastes of time, and stop putting yourself and everyone else in boxes, separating us all from each other. We are all the same. We are all human. We all have souls, feelings, thoughts, wishes, desires, dreams, goals, rights, and injustices that have happened to us. Horrible nightmares that we have survived. And we all have the same need to have peace in our hearts, in our neighborhoods, and our communities around us. So why is everyone perpetuating hatred, anger, resentment, evil thoughts and deeds, more and more violence, upheaval, running in the opposite direction of all of our goal? Just stop the senseless destruction of our world and our fellow humans. Everyone around the world, stop. No more violence, no more racism, no more hatred, no more terrorism. And every person in the world who perpetuates these things is a terrorist, because they are all perpetuating terror in someone, in others. That is a terrorist. No more anger, no more misery, no more rape, no more torture, no more destruction, no more bitching, no more complaining, no more bitterness, no more negative emotions, negative expressions, or negative pursuits of time. Focus 24/7, 365 on pure peace and love and joy in every moment, forever, and get us all to the goal. Every religion, every philosophy's, every culture's version of heaven, now and forever. If you look into, I've studied a lot of religions, most of the world's religions, not all of them obviously, but a lot of them, certainly the bigger ones. And all of the religions, Buddhism, ultimate attainment of peace. Christianity, heaven. Even the other religions that don't call themselves Christians, Jehovah's Witnesses and Jews and, the Amish culture, all different types of religion, Muslim, believe in heaven. We all separate ourselves from each other, and every single one of these religions all says that everybody has to convert to the same religion. The only thing that's doing is separating us all from each other. That's all it's doing. Everyone believes in something. Everyone believes, other than atheists and, even Satanists believe in a God. They just have a different version of their God that isn't the good God that I want to believe in. It's the bad God that they want to believe in. The fact is, all versions of religion and philosophy stem from the same general concepts, that there is an ultimate attainment of peace. So if our ultimate attainment of peace is our ultimate goal in every religion, then why is it something that everyone is always just looking for somewhere else outside of themselves, waiting to happen? Just make it happen now. Just make it part of your life now. Make it what you have in your heart and the life that you're living now. We have the power within ourselves to be connected to each other, to feel bonded, and to feel like we are already an ultimate success within ourselves. We have the power within ourselves to already experience ultimate peace and joy inside of our hearts, to feel love for ourselves and for others inside of our hearts in every moment of every single day forever. We have that within ourselves if we choose that. Instead of choosing to focus on the bad stuff, instead of choosing to focus on this struggle and this pain and this bill that I can't pay and this person was such a jerk and you did this to me and that happened to me and oh my God, all these horrible things are happening in my life right now. Everyone that knows me knows that I'm the same way and that I have the same struggles, and God knows I've had a horrible life in a lot of ways and a lot of crap has happened to me. But I found it in the midst of homelessness, living in a car, in the pitch black, freezing cold in the Arctic winter. I found peace. I found, just like when I had that car accident. Sorry, I stemmed a little bit off the blog, but this is all part of what it comes from and the ultimate message. When I had the car accident and I was crushed inside the car door, some people don't know this story, so I'll quickly tell the story. I was dating this guy, and we were both parked next to each other, and I backed up. He let me back up first. I backed up to pull out behind him in a reverse T-bone. I went to drive forward. There was frost on the window. I couldn't see, so I climbed out of my car, and I was leaning over the front window to scrape the window with a CD thing that I just happened to have handy. And so I was going to draw it, but I don't have a piece of paper right here. So this arm, my left arm was outside of the door. My head was outside of the door. My left leg was outside of the door on the bottom of the frame of the car. And I was leaning like that, and I was scraping the window. He backed up into me, and the car door shut on my body. I was literally dangling there with one leg out the bottom of the car, my arm out, hanging out the top, this arm wedged. It's a good thing I have big boobs. My chest was caved inside of it wasn't caved in, but it was caged inside of the top of the car door, the frame of the car door. And the left leg was in the real, I think it's called the axle of the car, where the bottom of the door is. And I was just dangling there. And I could see because obviously I didn't pay attention in my head. It didn't click to me that if I can't see out my front window, he couldn't see out his back window. So I had an out-of-body experience. I was up over here on the other side of the apartment complex, and I was looking down at myself, and I could see that I was screaming. I could see myself wedged in the door, and I could see that I was screaming. And all I kept thinking in my head was, he's going to hit me again. I'm going to die. He doesn't know that he hit me, and he's going to back up again, and I'm going to die. He's going to kill me. And I couldn't figure out, how am I going to let him know that I'm here, caught in the door. And, I have the coating on my fingernails because my nails are very fragile, so I have the coating on them. And I used my fingernails, and I pushed on the horn, and he came running and he pulled the car door off of me, and I crumpled inside the car. And the only thing that happened is I have a dent in my leg, and I had a little tiny dime-sized hole in my leg, and I had a miscarriage 2 weeks before that, and I had the when you're pregnant, I guess you could get a blood clot. So I ended up with a blood clot from the hormones or whatever, and my foot was frozen solid. They didn't think I was going to walk again. They said I had club foot, and for 3 months I was on crutches, and just a whole slew of problems. I was in incredible pain, you can imagine, and emotionally, it was difficult. I was having nightmares all the time about being hit again, and that time frame where I was just watching myself, and it was awful. It was truly awful. I was afraid to drive because that was the second car accident. There was another car accident 6 months before that an uninsured motorist barreled through a traffic light, he was jumping a green light. The light turned red, and they just went anyway. And he was taking a left-hand turn at the Burlington Coat Factory intersection, and they were going like 50-something miles an hour. There was a whole slew of kids and 3 adults in that car. There was about 5 kids and 3 adults or something. Way too many people in that car. And it was a little square box, like Chevy, I think. Anyway, so my car, sorry, I just got my hair cut, and I'm self-conscious about it. Anyway, so what happened was I was just inching into the intersection when they hit me, and the front of my car, I had just bought a car. I had a Toyota Corolla. I have a Toyota Corolla again, but I had a Toyota Corolla, and when they hit me so hard, the centrifugal force left a seatbelt imprint scab and bruises immediately on my chest. And then there was where the driver's side wheel was in the engine of the car. It was literally pushed over that far that it was in the engine. The driver's side door, the first half of the door almost, was crushed, and I was right there. So had I pulled out a little faster, or had they come a little bit closer or came a little bit faster, the tiniest little fraction of anything had been different, I would have been where my shifter is in the middle of the car. because the driver's wheel was in the engine. So the translation of where that was, I would have literally been completely crushed by that car. Again, another miracle. Oh, I forgot to tell you the other accident. There was an imprint of my body in that car door. The car door literally bent around my body. I have pictures. Unbelievable miracle right there. So this car accident, I climb out the passenger side because I see that there's kids, and I don't have kids. I was mortified and I was worried. So I went over and I was like, oh my God, are the kids okay? Oh my God, are the kids okay? Everyone is just looking at me like death. They're like this. And I don't know why. And they're just shaking their head, yes, that the kids are okay. And then I walked into the middle of the intersection to go back to my car, and these two ladies were in a big Ford Explorer type SUV, and it had mirrored windows, and they were stopping, oh my God, are you okay? Looking at me like death. And then as I said, yeah, I was just worried about the kids, and I went to go turn around to go walk towards my car to look at the damage to my car, and I saw a reflection of myself in the back window of their vehicle, and I had shards of glass hanging out of my face. I have scars all over my face from having shards of glass hanging out of my face, and I collapsed because, the shock. I collapsed, and what happens with shock, not that this is relevant to the story at all, but is that as soon as you realize something tragic has happened, until you realize it, you're oblivious to it. You don't even know anything's happened. And then once you realize you've been in an accident, or something bad has happened to you, then all of a sudden it hits you. The shock takes effect or whatever, and all of a sudden you're conscious of what's going on with you. They strapped me down. I have a funny story about that too, but I'm not going to say that publicly. I tell people I know personally that. I'm not going to tell everyone that. But anyway, so what I learned out of the car accidents and out of the trauma from those, that isn't all the trauma I've been through. This is just an example to explain this that I was going to explain right now. Is when I was in that second car accident, and I can't take painkillers because I have a chemical imbalance that my body overreacts a lot. It reacts a lot to any medication, so I can only take half of what normal people take, and my body has the same reaction that your body would have from only half the medicine. So I end up, opiates make me very, very ill, violently vomiting and stuff like that, sick. So, worst car accident ever that I could imagine. My whole body is bruised. I had bruises all across it was just an absolute miracle that my lungs were okay, my heart was okay, nothing was crushed, nothing broken. It's a miracle. And the pain was absolutely incredible. And, in my leg especially, from being crushed inside of the car. And that was the part that got crushed where the real metal is, the solid metal of the frame of the bottom of the car. So I couldn't take anything but aspirin. Now, during this time, when you're in incredible pain, a lot of people don't seem to get this, but some people do. You have the ability within your head and within your heart, within your own perception of things, to separate yourself the same way opiates do. When they give me a shot of Demerol for my back, I have a bad back too. God knows I got a lot of problems. The Demerol separates you from your pain like my out-of-body experience. You know that it's happening. You can see it. You can feel it. You're conscious of the fact that it's there, but you're separated from it. So those medications are creating that within your body for you, but you have the ability to do that for yourself. If you're in the middle of a traumatic experience, you're in the middle of something horrible happening to you. This isn't a great example, but schizophrenics that become split personality disorder, it's the same concept. Our brain naturally has the ability to separate from trauma in order to deal with it. Peace is the same thing. This peace in the midst of chaos and drama and torture and horrible things happening around you or to you is the same concept. This is the message that I want to try and get to you. The concept that the people are teaching in this Manifest Your Destiny and The Secret and, you know, all of the meditations of peace and everything else, all of the messages we've been getting for years from all different resources are all telling us the same thing in different ways, and people still aren't getting it. You're only getting it temporarily, and you need to start getting it long term. This is how it goes. If you put out bad energy into the world, karma is a good example. Everybody wants to say when they're hurt, I do it too, karma's going to get you. You know, we all think that. We all want that to be true because to us we need justice. It's the same general concept. If you put out negative energy, watch Heather Macauley, what does she call it? Heather Macauley is amazing, and she's watched and learned from a lot of the same stuff that I have, and she gives credit to them. The Silent Language of Peace. Absolutely amazing, life-changing. You can even listen to some of her stuff on YouTube. If you look up Heather Macauley, it's Macauley, Macauley. And she's actually sounds a lot sweeter than I sound. She has a really nice voice, and she's really like a sweet-sounding lady. Whereas I'm kind of the in-your-face, tough love kind of personality. But anyway, so the manifestation of how this works out, your perception of your reality is your reality, Deepak Chopra. And Tony Robbins was one of the, I heard that in a power talk with Deepak Chopra and Tony Robbins many years ago. Okay, where the concept comes from is from, where I learned it from is from those people. How to put it forth into your life so that you are experiencing peace and love and joy, this is how it works. If what you put out into the world is negative energy, then what you're going to get back into your world is negative energy. They're all teaching that. Everyone's teaching that. Everyone believes that. Across the board, universally, this is an accepted practice. Just in general, you know, treat people how you want to be treated. The same general thing that our moms taught us when we were little kids. Every teaching forever has been based on the same general concepts. Okay. If the world around you is spitting chaos in your face and spitting drama and abuse and horrible things in your face, and you're reacting back with violence and this, you know, now we've got racism is turning into looting, and, you know, racism is putting back more racism, and, you know, terrorism is putting back more terrorism, and then more terrorism comes back, and then more terrorism comes back. Violence begets violence, begets violence, begets violence. This is the point of what I'm saying, stop. So if instead of that, we put out positive energy, positive feelings. I have a picture. I'll try and post it to this. I don't know if I can post a picture to this or not, but I have a picture of a monster, you know, big storm monster coming through, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking in the opposite direction out towards peace, and I'm happy and joyful and meditating on peace, and the storm monster is coming at me with pure evil just spinning all around me and drama and trauma, and it doesn't matter. I'm ignoring it because I'm in pure peace. The point and the objective of our lives is to get to the point where no matter what is happening to or around us, we are putting out positive energy into the world. And what happens, the miracle in all of this, what ends up happening is the more bad crap that comes at you, trying to test you, and the more you put forth peace, and your solitude is the wall that comes, that they are butting up against. Eventually, darkness cannot live where there is light. If you are the light and darkness keeps trying to come, but you're light, darkness is going to go away. It's not going to be near you. Drama is going to go away. It's not going to come near you, because drama needs drama in order for it to feed. If you don't feed it, it has to die. It has to go somewhere else looking for something. If the next person it comes to is pure peace, it has nowhere to go there either, so it's going to go somewhere else. In our community, if we could have even just one community of heaven, peace people, just one community. I mean, think about it. If we have 100 people that could be pure peace, no matter what, that is a protected community right there of peace. That's peace all the time. Let's think of it like angels. This is a community of peace, a community of angels. And evil cannot, darkness cannot, drama cannot, negative emotion, hatred, bitterness, resentment, torture, rape, murder, violence, all of this negative it doesn't come there. Why would it come there when it knows it can't feed? So then it will go elsewhere. And then hopefully people could see this, and then peace can expand out to a bigger community, and a bigger community, and bigger. And then peace and love, unconditional love, and that 100% acceptance, that 100% just, that right there is what should be spreading around the world. Hugs from heaven is what should be spreading around the world. Peace and joy and love that only, this is another side note, that it's another video or another blog or whatever, it's another one of my teachings. We as humans do not understand the concept of love. The greatest gift of all is love. But what is your definition of love? Your definition of love has passion and sex and jealousy, and, agape love is pure love, but eros love is human love. The way that we decide what love is, okay, this person is nice to me all the time no matter what. This person is fun to be around. This person's great in bed. They're good looking. Like, our human definition of love is twisted. It's not pure love. It isn't the greatest gift of all is love, because we don't understand what love really is in its glory, its fullest, unconditional, magnificent glory. So what we describe as peace, what we consider and view as pure peace, as heaven, that is true love. That is agape love. That is the love that God is talking about. It's pure peace. The greatest gift of all is pure peace. The greatest gift of all is unconditional love in its fullest glory. If we can have that in ourselves, around ourselves, that's the purpose of marriage, that's the purpose of relationships, that's the purpose of relating with other people and bonding with other people, is so that we can experience heaven. Really, I wouldn't even have to say anything else right there, because, that's the thesis of the point here. If we could just experience that all the time, we would already be living heaven on earth. We don't have to, okay. I really don't have to say anything else, because that really is the thesis, but just to give you a little more foundation, because people seem to like to know more information, to really get there and to really get their minds wrapped around it. Same thing with me. I've been studying since 7th grade, focused on this mission to find peace. And to be the best version of myself that I could be, the best, my best personal self. Anyway, If, okay, hold on, I gotta get it again. Oh, in relationships. Oh my gosh, I forgot now. All right, let me read the rest of this and I'll go back and watch it, and then I'll come back and add the end to it because I forgot that one, so I'll have to make that video separate anyway. It was about love and relationships, but I teach it all the time and I can't think of it right now. Okay, so it all starts with you right in this moment. Let's just backtrack a little bit. Focus 24/7, 365 on pure peace, love, and joy in every moment forever, and get us all to the goal. Every religion's, every philosophy's, every culture's version of heaven now and forever. It all starts with you right in this moment. Just turn around and start running in the opposite direction of all the negative crap you were filling up your time with before you read this or heard this. Be nice. Be kind. Smile at everyone all the time. Be peaceful. Be loving. Be full of joy in every moment, now and forever. Oh, okay. I love to refill with it. Please share this, translate it into your language, and share it in other countries too, please. Please make this video go viral. Peace is so much more important than kitty cat and puppy dog and celebrity videos. www.aspirationsws.com, aspirations like to aspire to be better, and WS for workshops, aspirationsws.com. I'm going to go back and watch it so that I can remember the other thing that I was going to throw in here that relates, they all sort of relate together. I have tons and tons and tons of advice, and it all sort of works together, but I can't remember which I was going to mention, and I don't want to hold you up while I'm trying to remember because it might take me a little while. So, your perception of your reality is your reality, so put forth the best reality out into the world and you'll get back the best reality back into your world. If you're happy and you're expressing happiness and joy and love, then happiness and joy and love is what's going to surround you. It takes a while to get there because it just does. It takes a while. If you're having drama with somebody and your pattern is a drama cycle, a crazy cycle with that person, then when you put a monkey wrench in it and stop the crazy cycle, that doesn't mean that other person's not still spinning. That doesn't mean that other person's not still expecting the dynamics that the two of you had already are going to be the dynamics that are going to exist again. You stopped, but that doesn't mean the dynamic stopped. It doesn't mean the other person stopped being exactly having the same reactions that they've had with you before. You need to give them time so that it becomes less. And then eventually, it just works. You just need to give it time. All right, that's a good ending for this video. Good luck. Love you.